Hello, and welcome to what I thought would be the semifinals of the NBBL. Turns out we've got one extra game where we're technically losers bracket. We have to play an extra game, then we'll be in semis, then finals if we win. We are playing Cryptic Carlos this week. I think he was knocked down out of the winners bracket, and we're playing him now. This is our opponent that we had during the regular week that I prepped for the wrong team. He had traded out King Gambit and a couple of others and picked up Pokemon that I did not prep for at all. I think Dondozo, among a couple of other things. And I gotta say, prepping for his team was a lot harder with his new team. So we've got a few mons. We're gonna get going soon, and I am ready. So leave a like if you're excited to see if we make it further. Honestly, I feel pretty good about this run. I think we've utilized most of our Pokemon to their best extent. So if we end it here, that's fine with me. But if we keep going, we keep going. We go for that championship. And we're back, and we're about to start searching. You can kind of see the team here. Made some edits, but I think we're bringing most of the same things, at least similar things that we brought before. In terms of 5 out of 6 of the same Pokemon. I think we had Blastoise over Leafeon. But yeah, feeling a little more confident about it than our last battle with him, just because we know his Pokemon. We aren't 6-0'd by Dondozo instantly. So yeah, we're going to get it going. And I just told him we're searching. We'll pick different music this time. We'll go with like Nimona 2. That sounds lucky, right? We can end our unlucky streak. I almost brought Alcremie. I will say this team went through a lot of changes. Almost brought Double Dance Alcremie, but I just know I'm going to get crit by Ogerpon, so what's the point? And then I almost brought either Scarfed or Agility Galarian Moltres. I felt like it was really good here. Air Slash and Fiery Wrath goes really hard into his team, outside of Tyranitar, of course, which we could run U-Turn. But I wanted all 5 moves. I wanted U-Turn, Fiery Wrath, and Agility, all the good stuff. Rest with Chesto would be amazing, but Weakness Policy. Problem with that is, he has a lot of super effective hits that may or may not KO me. Probably don't, unless it's like Specs, Terra Fairy, Whimsicott, or like some kind of crazy Mew set. The problem is, things like Weavile can just revenge me with Ice Shard. So he has good answers. Things like Dondozo is always going to live 1 Air Slash or Fiery Wrath. Probably 2 if he builds it Spadef like he did last time. So yeah, I just, at the end of the day, didn't think they were that great. I think Blastoise is my most likely Terra Cap this time because I have Terra Blast on it. It's just for Dondozo. It's Terra Grass, means we can take on Ogerpon a lot better. We can resist his Dual Stab. And then Dondozo gets destroyed by 2 Terra Blast, probably. And then we've got like Aqua Jet for the Excadrill. It's a pretty cool set. Grafaiai can Terra if we're about to lose to Mew. We have Dark Terra knockoff that probably KOs a no bulk Mew. So our opponent is taking a second to get connected here. I will cut here and we'll pick back up when he's found. And we found him like 5 seconds after I cut the recording. So that's funny. And we see the exact same 6 as our regular season, I do believe. Which honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I really wish I brought Moltres now because it would have been nasty here. He's got the Weavile, the Dondozo. I don't really know what I want as a lead. Last time he led with Sashed Weavile, trying to catch Landorus, I believe. No Glamora is amazing for me. I'm really glad he didn't change it up, honestly, because Glamora would have been a headache. I think Cinderace is our best lead here. Last time I led Scarfed Lando. Another thing I really wanted to bring, I noticed Nova, obviously luck-based items get banned quite a bit in leagues. He did not ban Quick Claw, and I really wanted to run Quick Claw on Iron Hands because if we just outspeed something that we shouldn't outspeed, we get a free KO on pretty much anything that's not Mew. But at the end of the day, Assault Vest just makes the calc so much better. Why would we mess with a good thing, right? So good luck, have fun to my opponent. Mainly the have fun part because luck has been tough lately in short supply for me. I have gotten lucky a couple times against opponents, but I feel like most of the time I am behind like the 8-ball. He's really thinking about his lead. Like I said, last time it was the Weavile. Cinderace is a decent lead into everything. Banded Weavile has a chance to knock us out with knockoff, but it's not a great chance. So I think we roll the dice with that if he does decide to lead it and just U-turn for guaranteed chip. So yeah, Carlos, great dude, a really good battler. I always like the prep he brings. I've been kind of keeping an eye on him as he's played. Leads with the Ogre Pawn, which is totally fine with me because we know it can't be scarfed, so we know we outspeed it. U-turn is almost KOing, and he can't possibly outspeed me, so we'll just go for that. This should do a huge chunk to him. Yeah. No crit, right? Okay, no crit, so that's like no bulk Ogre Pawn. Now the problem is we don't have a good switch into Ogre Pawn pre Blastoise Terra. So I could go Landorus and pop my Pasho Berry, but I kind of like that for Dondozo. I mean, does he go for a grass move? If we lose Blastoise, how bad of shape are we in? If we lose Blastoise, I think we're still okay. So I am going to go into it. If he clicks Power Whip, he got me good. But we're going to hope he clicked Water Move, Cudgel. He does click Cudgel, nice. And that does 70, 68. So Blastoise, Cudgel, yeah, that's standard max attack. Obviously, you could go for a grass move here. I think I will Terra. Not having that option for Grafai later is not great, but I am just going to click Body Press. He has a plethora of switch-ins he could bring in on Blastoise, but I don't really want to click Flip Turn in case he does just Power Whip. So, interesting lead for sure. Seems to be standard max attack and probably a lot of speed. He could speed tag Grafai at worst, which honestly would be a fair play. Does hard switch, so no U-turn. UA the Unraveled, that's cool. So it is the Mew. Last time he brought Psychic Overheat into me, so I can quickly count how strong Mew is into Blastoise. So if we are Grass type. Obviously Body Press is going to do pitiful damage. Do we see an item? We don't see an item. Fire Blast is doing about half to us. Overheat, if he ran that, is doing quite a bit more. If he was the Expert Belt like last time, then it's still not KOing unless he gets a high roll. I kind of like the Flip Turn here to kind of see what he wants to do. If he sets up in any way, we have the Grafai to catch it. He does just U-turn, so that will hurt. Does not quite knock us into our berry range, which is a little unfortunate. I would have liked that health. But I think we'll be okay. As long as Ogre Pawn doesn't come back in here, then we get the guaranteed Flip Turn. We can see the U-turn damage. I mean, it was pretty strong, so I would say that's actually a physically invested Mew this time. I didn't see the exact damage. Weavile comes in. Has pressure, so it's not the ability that blocks Landorus if it gets that. Flip Turn did like 30%. So offensive Weavile, that's pretty fair damage, I would say. We could bring hands in here pretty easily. Other options are Cinderace, take a knockoff. We could go Golden Go, make it rain. I kind of like going hands here and heavy slamming, hoping to catch the Whimsicott, because this should never do a crazy amount of damage to... I mean, Triple Axle doesn't two-shot us unless he's a boosting item. So I like hands here a lot, and I like heavy slam here a lot. Yeah, that Flip Turn did a little less than I would anticipate, so this might actually be HP invested. Not quite defensive Weavile, but yeah, probably HP invested. So Mew is physical with a question mark. Does Hard Switch Weavile show me the Whimsicott, please? Shows me Aries. Is that Whimsicott? Yes! This should... Okay. Yeah! Alright, so we did get the Whimsicott. That crit should not have mattered. I can do a quick calc. Max HP Whimsicott is taking 101 minimum, so he would have had to be max HP, max defense to have lived that, or at least some defense investment. So if he is, we'll find out after the game, but in most circumstances that does KO. Ogerpon is the switch of choice here, and I'm free to go Blastoise. I don't think there's anything this can do to knock me out. So no Whimsicott is a huge relief, honestly. So we got one play right. The odds were that he either went Whimsy or he went Dondozo, but Dondozo doesn't really want to take a hit from hands. We didn't bring the like throw handset like last time with the booster special defense. So he does play rough. It does not quite two-shot us, and we will get the berry. So Citrus back up. Pretty much that play rough did exactly 25%. We're 4 health higher than we were earlier. So Ogerpon, Wellspring. Play rough, yep, doing right at 25%. So this is standard Ogerpon. A Terra Blast from us is definitely knocking him out, and it will catch things like Mew and Dondozo coming in. So I will just click that, thinking Mew might decide to come in again. So Mew does come back in, and this will definitely do at least slightly more. Yeah, just a little bit. That might be AV, based on how similar that damage was to the flip turn damage. I think this might be an AV Mew with U-turn and 3 coverage moves. We're at the same health that we were, so a fire move might knock us out. This is really good for Dondozo, and really good for, obviously, the Ogerpon, and good for the Excadrill, so I don't see a reason to give it up. He could U-turn again. He could click a fire move, an ice move. I kind of want to make an aggressive switch here and go into the Cinderace. Losing Cinderace would be pretty bad, but I kind of feel like he's going to either just U-turn again, or he's going to go for a super effective move into a grass type, which is not going to hit Cinderace that hard. So this is a little risky. I think it's worth it to keep up momentum. Let's see. Does Ice Beam. Shouldn't do much. Yeah, barely does anything. Does not freeze us, which is nice. So run a quick calc. Feeling pretty good so far. Ice Beam did 44, if my mental math is mathing. So yeah, he's a physically oriented, probably AV Mew. Pyro Ball's relatively free here. Yeah, he has nothing outside of Dondozo that wants to take a Pyro Ball, so I'm just going to click that. He does hard switch, so he didn't U-turn, didn't want to take the Pyro. Dondozo is the switch in. We have a small chance to get a burn here. I could have U-turned, kept up some offensive momentum, but I wanted to not just pivot all the time. So Dozo comes in. It is leftovers. We will just U-turn now. A little bit of extra chip. And if he tries to get kind of spicy and double, we get the momentum. So always worth doing. So we do get the U-turn. We will turn into a bug type. This will still do like 15%. A little more than that. Maybe a crit. No crit. Okay, so not bad. Maybe more of a Spadef Dozo then. Easiest play we could make would be Blastoise. Other options... Landorus with the Pasho Berry is not bad here. I don't know that he clicks a water move, but he might. If he's Avalanche, that would hurt. Does Dozo get Avalanche? I'm not quite sure. I mean, Hands is always an option too that gives us a free Volt Switch. I do kind of like Blastoise. I think that's kind of what he's here for still at this point, and we don't want to reveal any extra information that we don't have to. Does click Earthquake. This should do very little. We're max defense. Yep, does 30 or 29. Mew probably comes back in here. I kind of want to flip turn to catch the Mew coming back in, because I don't know that he goes Ogerpon just to sack it. We would give it 25% health, but then it could knock us out, and we could knock it out in return. So I feel comfortable going for flip turn here. Looking at our Blastoise set versus Dondozo. He does just stay in, so that's a little awkward. Yeah, Terra Blast would have done like 40%. And that Earthquake from him It's pretty standard. I think Landorus is an okay play here. Grassknot's doing a huge chunk. So yeah, I think Landorus is fine. Maybe he clicks a water move, maybe he clicks like an ice. If he clicks an ice move, I'm in trouble. And if he's oblivious and doesn't get intimidated. Okay, he does get intimidated, he's unaware. Clicks avalanche, okay, that's not great. That was a little error in judgment in my part. So EQ, avalanche. So that's, oops, I didn't think about it until after the fact. So I could U-turn here, I could Grass Knot. I think I'll take my damage where I can get it. He could definitely just avalanche again and that would be fine. Okay, he's super spadef. Avalanche should knock us low, but not quite KO us unless he crits. Nope, okay, high roll. Or the flip turn didn't count to proc avalanche, but I will take that because Landorus was here for two things that are pretty weak now. It would have been nice for intimidating Excadrill once, I suppose. So maybe that was a play that I didn't have to make. If it comes back to bite me, so be it. I will just go back into Blastoise, I believe. I tried to get some momentum because I didn't just want Mew to come in yet again, because he has shown Ice Beam and he might predict the Cinderace switch in. So we'll just go back into that. I think it's painfully obvious that I'll go for Terra Blast this time, and honestly, he probably eats the Terra Blast and then hurts me a lot with Avalanche, but I'm okay with that. So try to get a little too ahead of the game right there, I think. I think I gave up Landorus for no good reason. So that is a big misplay on my part, and if that comes back to bite me, so be it. I guess I could have predicted the Ice move. So he does switch this time, probably Mew. If not, okay, yeah, it is Mew. We know he has Ice Beam, we know he has U-turn. If he's not AV, he could also be Scarf, I suppose. Because he did hard switch out on our Cinderace. Does he want to click Ice Beam again here? Does that knock me out? I think it's the real question. Because we did throw away one of our answers to Dozo, although it is weak now. So, Ice Beam on Blastoise. Probably doesn't KO. Not that we're doing much back to him. I mean, I guess I'm okay taking damage. No. We're throwing away all our Excadrill answers way too fast. I think this time I will go into Golden Go. Because I don't know that he would click a fire move here. That would be kind of crazy. Does just U-turn, so Exca could definitely come in here. Weavile could come in, and then we could hit it with a Make It Rain. And if it's not Scarf, then it gets obliterated. So, yeah, a little unfortunate. I almost ran Will-O-Wisp on Cinderace, but then I would have had to run Spin on Blastoise, because if you don't bring removal into Glamora, you're just you're asking to get destroyed unless you're all boots. So, didn't end up doing that. So this Mew is pretty annoying. It's got to be either Scarf or AV, I think. Or Banded, but I'm not positive there. Exca does come in hard. Easiest play is Blastoise. We're really taking a lot of damage on Stoise. Obviously, we outspeed this. I could have run Focus Blast, but I think we all know how that would have went. Man, I wish I had Landorus now. That's a huge misplay on my part. Shadow Ball would do like 60% of this, but honestly, I'm willing to just go into Blastoise, and if he decides to Iron Head, then so be it. He might also spin to get his speed up. Does just Earthquake. We can see how much damage this does. Does 52. Is he Life Orb? He's not Life Orb. So, standard Exca. Actually, I'm seeing that doing at least 60. So, not quite sure on that one. I can body press here, but I don't think he lets me damage this. I will flip turn, and Iron Head shouldn't KO me. Ever? No, Iron Head never KOs me unless he's adamant. But based on that EQ damage, I don't think it will. We do get the flip turn off. This will do some amount of damage. Oh, holy. Okay. This will do a lot of damage. He's clearly not scarfed, so Cinderace is completely free here. Golden Go is also completely free. Golden Go brings in Weavile. Cinderace brings in Dondozo. So Cinderace also has a small chance of missing, but I can just low kick. I think that's fine. Yeah, so even if he's Chople, this low kick should KO. Should. Being the key word. So he doesn't have a Terra Cap that we need to worry about anymore, so that's nice. So we know Dozo is at least somewhat Spadef. We know Mew is physically oriented, maybe bulky. Ogerpon completely standard, and we know this is EQ Ironhead, which are like bread and butter for Exca. And he seems bulky, honestly. That damage did not seem very high against Blastoise. So it makes me think he got rid of a little bit of attack to put maybe health and Spadef or something. Does decide to pivot it out. This low kick should hurt whatever comes in. Dondozo comes in. I don't know that it two shots from where he's left. Probably not. Dondozo's crazy. Let's see. He's at about 45 now. Oh, never mind. Low kick definitely KOs. Okay, nice. So we KO this. Weavile can come in, click an ice move, get KO'd. Mew can come in, eat a U-turn, unless it's Scarfed Mew. Ogerpon cannot come in. Excadrill cannot come in. So we're really limiting his options to Cinderace. So I think we need to save this. Whatever he brings in. If he brings in Mew here, I'm going to assume it's Scarfed. And I'm going to switch Cinderace out. So Dozo is down. Which is great for us. Yeah, because Cinderace at this point beats a Drill that doesn't get a spin. And beats Ogerpon 100% of the time. Now, Weavile is our next issue. I think we go into hands on it, like we did before. I don't see a way at two shots this. It almost certainly clicks an ice move here because we are a fighting type currently. So, yeah, I think we just go hands. At this point, this is really what hands is for. Because now Dondozo is gone. Yeah, I mean, hands can deal with quite a bit of his team. Does have the Axle. Does 33 on the first hit. Oh, that's big damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, that's like boots, and that's like a max roll with those 3 hits. Wow. So, I mean, I Drain Punch here, I think, and the only thing that can come in is Mew. If he wants to Axle again, he can, but hopefully we get our health back. If Mew comes in here, we switch, I guess, because we don't have a good switch into Weavile otherwise. I don't know that it's Scarf. That didn't seem like banded damage. That seemed like the boots damage in the calc. Weavile, scary Pokemon. Axel doesn't KO Cinderace if it is the standard boots set. So we're down 211 health. So actually no, 3 hits from standard Weavile never does that. It maxes at 209. So that makes me think that Weavile is has some kind of boosting item. Oh, the Drill comes in and we get a free Drain Punch. That's beautiful. So our health goes back up. I don't think that's the first kill on Iron Hands this season, that and the Heavy Slam, but I have not been doing great with Iron Hands this season, so I'm happy it's getting some kind of kills. So that's great. Mew comes in now. Definitely has Psychic or Psychic Noise or some type of move. I don't know that it's set up based on the 2 moves it's shown so far. I don't know if it'd be Calm Mind or anything like that. Blastoise is not really doing anything for us at this point, with Exca being gone. So I do think it is a totally fair sack. It's also a sack for Weavile. It has Aqua Jet. That doesn't really do anything for us, though, at this point. Because Weavile could have Ice Shard, and Aqua Jet almost never picks this off. And obviously Ogerpon has Water Absorb. So we'll just let the turtle go down. Oh, and I did not nickname these Pokemon, by the way. My significant other did, so Just making that clear. I thought they were cute though, so just get with it. So Blastoise goes down. He does click Psychic, so we've almost solved the Mew puzzle. It's still strange to me that it has 2 special moves, but it seems to not be very invested. I think Scarf Golden Go is fairly safe here. Because if we bring this in and it's Scarfed, we feel real goofy. So if it's AV, a Fire move might KO Golden Go from where we are. And then if Weavile comes in hard, Shadow Ball still does like 30% per hit. So that's not bad. So I think we go Golden Go here. If he's AV, he might tank one. So like 75%. Yeah, he probably tanks one if he's AV. But I can just drop a Shadow Ball. He only KOs us if it's like overheat, but I don't think it does. I don't think it will. I think we'll see either we'll lose a lot of health here or he'll go Weavile. And then we have to decide whether we want to take Golden Go for a lot of health on Weavile or not. It does go straight into it. I could have went for Make It Rain there and ended the game. I was thinking about it, but I don't know. I don't know if it was worth it. We'll just drop a Shadow Ball here. Now it's kind of a sack war, unfortunately. Oh, that looked dangerously close to a 2-shot. Oh, but if we lose this, we might lose to Mew. I guess as long as we have Cinderace, we can just U-turn infinitely on it. Scarf Mew is looking really scary. And if this is Scarf, that's also a problem. It's tough. I mean, 2 triple Axles definitely smokes hands, but if he's knockoff into Axles shouldn't. We'll just go hands. It's only here for this. So, I don't know. If he makes the play and gets 2 triple hit, triple Axles, he got me good. Does triple Axle, so I could have Shadow Balled there. Gets a crit on the second hit. Gets all 3. Okay. Oh, man, this would have been when Quick Claw would have went crazy. Because we've only used this to take physical moves. Obviously, you can just triple Axle again. I will just Drain Punch, though. It's totally safe. And our opponent hits 8 for 8 triple Axles. And I think I'm like... I've only hit 2 out of 4 ever, or something like that. Like, my luck with those is abysmal, so good on him, honestly. I mean, I could go Cinder here and see if he's Scarfed. I mean, if he's Scarfed, he doesn't KO Golden Go. So, let me think about this. Golden Go comes in. We KO with either Shadow Ball or Make It Rain. If we Make It Rain, he brings in Mew. If we Shadow Ball and don't KO, and he's not Scarf or any kind of choice item, he knocks us out back, and we lose our best Mew answer. We go Cinderace, we live 1. So both of these beat all of his remaining back Pokemon that aren't Scarfed. I think we can go Golden Go. Either he's Scarfed into triple Axle, or he's not Scarfed, we outspeed, and a Shadow Ball is at worst a roll. So I think this is our play. I think I should have made the Make It Rain play earlier. That would have made this endgame a lot cleaner. He does hard switch, so probably sacks the Ogerpon here. No, goes into the Mew. Alright, we take the KO on the Mew. If not in 1, then in 2. Does not quite KO. I'm still not sure. Okay, that's AV. Okay, because of the crit, we can confirm it's AV. 2 Shadow Balls would have KO'd it without that crit. Pretty confident. Yeah, so Mew's AV. That only leaves a very low Ogerpon and a Weavile. We have 2 Pokemon that always outspeed Ogerpon no matter what. And then we have a Grafaiai that speed ties it. So I think, unfortunately, our play here is sack Grafaiai and then pick off Weavile with probably Cinderace. I will switch because Grafaiai is our least useful member. If he sets up here, if he Sword Stances, that's a little scary. I don't think Weavile has any way to gain speed, though. I don't think it gets, like, Trailblaze. Does click Knock. Holy crap. Okay, with a crit, knocks us out. I honestly, not positive if that crit mattered. Just show our Life Orb. Let me see. Just out of curiosity, let's just see. Weavile. It did, but it just knocks again afterwards, so it's really not a big deal. So I will go Cinderace here. And if he if he is very lucky, then he could win the game right here if that happened again. We can only hope not. Okay. Oh, that was too close for comfort. I made a lot of misplays in this game that put us way too close to throwing, honestly. I made a ton of bad decisions. I made some good ones. I heavy slammed the Weavile, but honestly, I should have predicted the switch with the Mew earlier, and we never would have had to deal with it to begin with. I was just scared because if it was AV Mew, stays in on the Make It Rain, it eats two, probably knocks us out into its last move. Pretty much has to be a fire move, I would imagine, or Shadow Ball. And then we can't win from that point. So I will just Shadow Ball, just because Make It Rain, probably not a good idea. And we do win, so look at us, going to semifinals. I was super scared of this game more than anything else because we lost finals of the UNPL to T-Tar, Excadrill, Sand Core, and we're playing that again, and I was like, is this going to be my kryptonite? So, yeah, good game to my opponent. You played really well, Carlos. Honestly, you were outplaying me there at the end hard. I was making two safe decisions. I still need to iron out when to make safe plays, when to make risky plays. So I think I was in the driver's seat. I didn't have to make those plays with Landorus that ended up costing me a ton because we knew Weavile was pressure. We knew Intimidate was going to work on everything he had left in the back. But you know what? Live and learn, and good game. It was really fun, and we're going to be in semifinals, and we'll see you whenever this video comes out.